I got a lot of shine.
53 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn, Mr. Primo, a.k.a. Prime, and Tim Kincaid in the building. Obviously, look at that shiny new record, 5-2. 5-2 is exactly what I thought I was going to see. I'm not flexing, but I really did feel like the Eagles were going to win this game. So much so that I got in the car 8.5 hours. I saw nothing but trees, cows. I saw an Amish buggy on the side. I saw some other random stuff. But what I also did see was a perfect ass whooping in Cincinnati. And it was the perfect football game in terms of complimentary football. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. I know Jalen Hurts has been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, but we are now seeing it. And Jalen's not turning the ball over. His team is winning the ball. I mean, his team is winning the turnover battle. We're blowing teams out. Hey, this is the first time in the last
couple years,
1966, since we've had by the margin that we've been beating teams the last two games. We're seeing a great team wins here, and I think while we do have to give credit to all the individual accolades out there, we do have to give a hat tip to Sirianni for having his team ready, because seeing them perform live, it was a beautiful day. It was a great atmosphere. Cincinnati Stadium, it's a beautiful stadium. The whole the way it's structured, where that it works seamless. All right, so I got that off my bucket list. But I just left there with a great feeling. I mean, the vibes in the street after was just, I'm gonna say chaos, but a lot of shit grins, lot of Nady signs, and Eagle fans just really holding their head high, and shout out to Philly Sports Chips. We tailgated with them and Lito Shepherd. So overall, a phenomenal trip.
It looks awesome, dude. It looked like you had a great time. You were sending us pictures of the Skyline Chili as well. I had actually no idea what that even looked like until you sent me a picture of it. Pretty wild. But the Eagles are they're kind of in their Green Day era right now, bro. They needed to be woken up when September ends. You know what I mean? As soon as October hit, this team has been completely different. Prison Nick with his shaved head is 3-0. Jalen Hurts is not turning the ball over. We're beating teams that we're supposed to beat, and then we're staring down the barrel of one Mr. Doug Peterson coming back in here with two wide receivers that just went down. Christian Kirk is he the one that's done for the season? I think he's done for the season, and then Brian Thomas is what he's done for 2 to 4 weeks. So I'm really liking our chances moving forward as well. I mean, the Eagles are rolling right now. Vibes are starting to get back there. After the Giants win last week, I'm not going to lie, I still came in here and complained about the first quarter thing. I'm not going to do that today. This was a solid win. This was, the Bengals, they had a good first drive, but the Eagles responded to it, and they played a complete football game from then on out. I'm really happy with every aspect of the game. I just wish Will Shipley could have got that touchdown, bro. It's a shame that got called back. Everybody was rolling.
Yeah, man. Good to be back, be on the show and everything. So I miss you guys. I know it's been a couple weeks. But listen, man, what I gotta say is it definitely was a positive game to see. We definitely pulled out the W. The team vibes were great. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I kind of I want to be at the level that you guys are at right now, but I just want to see a little bit more.
You're Mr. Wet Blanket this week?
What? Hey, it's Quentin.
I did not see that one.
Your vacation was too long, bro.
Vacation was too long.
I guess it was. Too
many roller coasters.
I'm just saying, I just got to see this in the constant.
You want the Disney ending to the season.
You need consecutive.
That's just the thing, Evan. Seeing the fireworks at the castle and everything.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see at this team. The
Okay.
fireworks at the end. Like, I'm really glad on how they put it together, man. And Jalen looked good. The quarterback rating was off the charts. We haven't seen that in a minute. All I'm saying is I just want to see it constantly. Like, I just want to see it in a streak. I don't want to see. Let's just be honest. It's been up, down. It's been sloppy.
It's 2 games in a row.
I get it, Gail. But you know what I mean. It's just still we got the Jaguars right now. It's in our favor because they're hurting. Okay, but when we get to the thicker side of the schedule and we start playing like this, then you know what I mean, I'm good, bro. But like I said, I'm all on board. I really am, and I'm happy. I'm excited about the win. 5-2. Shit. We said it. We all agreed a couple weeks ago. Well, 3 out of the 4 of us agreed that it was going to be 6-2 record. We're there. We're 3/4 of the way there. One more game and we're at 6-2. But again, the schedule is going to start getting thicker. Let's see how they work out. Yeah, I know. I'm Debbie Downer right now. But it's all good.
Who's it getting thicker with? The Ravens? That's really the only team. And then the Commanders is really the only team that.
Bro, I'm not worried
here
about
fearing.
the Commanders like a lot of people are, but still, they are in our division. They are at the top of our, you know what I mean? They are in first place. So that's where we want to be at. So you got to play to get there.
I'm not afraid of the Commanders, but I'll tell you what, that
Not at all.
Commanders game has turned into like that's the division game I'm looking most forward to. I mean, the Cowboys are a big dumpster fire right now. They're ass. The Commanders, I want to see what this Jaden Daniels kid is about, dude, because he looks legit.
Yeah. He does legit. I will say this though, man, and I'm going off the wave right now. That was a complete football game that we've been needing for a long time. We haven't seen something like that since, you know, the 2022 Eagles. Not the 2023. I feel like my brother Prime's getting PTSD because you know the wheels just fell off the joint, right? What I seen was the long drives, taking time off the clock. And I don't know about you fellas, but when I look at this Eagles team, and shout out to Ev for putting in the chat, go golfing with former President Obama and Mr. Jeffrey Lurie. Our leadership and the poise, everything is back to where it's supposed to be. I am with you with no problem. You know me. I would like to see this go on and on and on. So I'm going to take this week by week. Not going to take this with, I'm up and down this week. I'm just going to take it week by week.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not Tuesday. It's Tuesday. We talk about Victory Monday. The Victory Monday or Victory Tuesday is meant to celebrate the victory, and I'll take it for what it is. Like, again, we've been from Brazil all the way to the lovely streets of Cincinnati, 2 different cities, by the way. But I've been on a roller coaster, to the hells of Tampa, where me and Prime melted to death. This was the first game where literally the first couple drives for the Bengals was some stress going on. Other than that, it was pure, utter bliss in the terms of like we are trading punches with the Bengals offense. And again, it's Joe Burrow. Like before this, I would say this was the litmus test for me to see how we respond. I always say the Eagles play with their food too much. We don't get curb stomps. We got a curb stomp. We did not play with our food. And there are different – I saw them having fun. I saw, like you mentioned, Will Shipley's run, regardless if he didn't score or not. I saw Saquon run from the 50-yard line all the way down to the 10-yard line to wait for Will Shipley. He jumped about 6 feet in the air because he was that geeked up for the next man. So I see this next man up mentality. You see guys like Calcaterra. Know your role. I mean, you're stepping in for Goddard, and you're knowing your role. There's just I think great to see.
I think we got to give some flowers right now on this show too, because I mean there was a guy that kind of got definitely not forgotten about, but pushed to the side when Devin White came here, and my man Nakobe Dean has been balling, bro. That dude has been playing really, really well, and I'm
I
glad
have
to
to say
see
sorry.
the turnaround. Me too, man. I've had some negative things to say about Nakobe's play, but he has completely turned it around. He is looking like a legitimate linebacker, and it's a relief to see. Not only that, but obviously, I mean, we talk about it every week. The young corners. My girlfriend turned to me at one point during the game, and everybody's starting to catch on, Gail. She's like, that's Quignon's one right there. He had his one opportunity this game.
Close, almost
close again.
close. I mean, then you have Cooper almost coming up with an interception, but like you're passing the torch to like.
What's it going to be like when he actually gets it, bro?
I don't know. We should have.
He's going to go bonkers.
Hopefully, Saquon's going to jump 6 feet in the air just like he did for Shipley.
We're talking about Cooper DeJean. That play on Jamar Chase on the 4th down play. Again, chef's kiss in terms of like, looking like you belong. You're settling in. You took Avante. You still be gaming Maddox out, and you inserted a rookie who has a purpose. He read he diagnosed the play. Football IQ was on full blast, and the tackling has been lovely.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to see. What do you got, Promo?
No, I was saying for what I'm hearing, they're putting in a lot of work on the tackling, a lot of practice, a lot of like some new schemes, and whatever's been going on the past couple of weeks, I gotta say it's looking good. I mean,
that's because they're tackling real people.
Yeah, and then I'm going off of what you started off with, Ev. Like, yes, I'm also another one that's got to go ahead and apologize to Nakobe Dean because I was getting frustrated, talking bad. I'm like, yo, I really was just lost, but he's got me bought back in, man. I mean, especially this past Sunday, the way he was hitting, he was putting some licks on people, man.
For being a quote unquote undersized linebacker, dude, he's
laying the wood
with us. He's
laying some wood. Oh God. Hey Todd, I gotta call you out, bro. First of all, it's not just me that owes an apology. We all owe him an apology. Like we was getting frustrated with Nicole.
I mean, but I mean, it's not. But like when you put up a performance like say the Bucks game, it is what it is. We are going to talk about it as it goes, and I think you have to. I think you have to recognize, just like we have to recognize, Sirianni has his team ready to go. We also have to recognize that Jalen Hurts during the offseason talked about during the bye, he talked about coming out of the bye and not turning over the football. He hasn't done that in 3 games, and we have the progression is what it is. The most, I mean, we've been asking for it, the most under center snaps this season.
Bro, listen.
Okay, I love it.
I love it.
I love it because when you're running the ball as I played high school football, so I was a running back. When you're underneath when your quarterback's underneath the center, you can be able to see over the line. You can see you can tell what type of defense they're playing, who's going to shoot the gap, who's not shooting the gap. Sometimes, and you can use it to your advantage. Sometimes when you're on the shotgun, you're sitting next to your quarterback. You're kind of like, all right, what the hell am I doing now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you can play a play action on it. That play action was beautiful. It worked. The running game it didn't look like it was forced. It was smooth. That was the reason why the game opened up, because they ran the ball. It was like 21 versus like 30 something when they ran the ball. When they start running the ball. When they run the ball, they're 15-1, bro. 15-1.
Now we talk about their 4-minute offense, right? Where last year was kind of wonky when you're trying to close out these games. But when you talk about the way that in the fashion they did, 12 plays, 85 yards, more than 7 minutes off the clock. And we're talking about Saquon was nickel and diamond early in the game. The rest of his yardage were in the 4th quarter, and he took the air out of the Bengals. And that's like being a chef. We talk about being a chef on the show. If you can versatily cook up something, you could sprinkle a little AJ, you hit him with the hammer, and then come back with the Ginsu knife and Devontae Smith over the top. And if you have not heard Devontae Smith mic'd up. The level of excitement, the level of himness in his voice. I don't know who was judging him, or he felt like he felt like he had something behind that. I saw one of the DBs give him the small, like, he stepped over him early in the game. Maybe that was why he was mad. But Devontae Smith, man, he showed you we have the perfect wide receivers when they're on fire.
Yeah, I mean, Devontae, he is. It really amazes me the things that he's able to do, how acrobatic he is, and I mean, he's just been a route god ever since he started playing with us, even beforehand. So having him to complement with AJ, who was an absolute dominant force that you cannot leave one-on-one, it creates mismatches. And then you add in just all the other pieces that we have, whether that be Hurts or Saquon. This offense is doing exactly what it should be doing right now. Exactly what we expected it to do on paper. It's finally clicking.
We get to a lot of W Downer chats.
All good.
What is your guys' thoughts? There's a couple things, but like while we're on the topic of the offense, I also want to I know it's a guy we've complimented year in and year out, but Jeff Stoutland, man, to be able to keep a competent offensive line through all of the substitutions and injuries that we've already had so far on this season. Mostly everybody's been filling in pretty well.
Steen's
doing great. Fred Johnson's doing great.
Talk about Fred Johnson.
One-head play.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Steen on that one play. I got a little angry in the chat.
Got a
little angry in the chat. But we're talking about Fred Johnson versus Trey Hendrickson. Now Fred Johnson had a quick stint with the Bengals. They jersey swapped after. I mean, after the performance he had, Trey Hendrickson, he's got 60 sacks since 2020, which are the third most in the league. He already has 7 sacks this year. He got 0 sacks, 0 pressures. On the day, hat tip to Stoutland, we got 3 pressures on the day, dude. I mean, and we're talking about 2 linemen that are missing. That's like, I mean, my biggest thing with Fred Johnson, regardless of, obviously, we love him to stay here for years. But you know how much money Stoutland just made Fred Johnson?
Yeah.
He's made some money.
I mean, but do you really think that is a piece, if he is proven to be as good as we think he is that a piece you really want to let go? Because you have to start thinking about Lane Johnson and beyond him as well. If we got a functioning tackle here, why not stay in-house?
But he's not as good as he is on the right side. He struggles on the right side.
He's a natural left. He's a natural left.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a natural left. So like that's the reason why I'm like,
who's to say Melodic can't go to the right?
Or even I was going to say an entire off season of training. Like I know that you say he's a natural left. You spend enough time at right, then all of a sudden, guess what? You're going to be a natural right. Like,
you know what?
We can all agree that Stoutland can make magic.
Okay, so is this you're a right-handed person? He's just going. It's okay to.
He turned Jordan Mailata, a guy that never played football organized in his life, into an All-Pro left tackle. He can't turn a left tackle into a right tackle.
I can't believe
Andre Dillard. Not Andre.
Not Andre Dillard. That Dillard. Prime. I still need you to get that helmet back. I need you to get that helmet back, B.
I'm not. I was gonna say something mean, but I'm not. I'm gonna keep the show positive. No. Speaking of positive, let's talk about Saquon Barkley. Man, I'm telling you, I was looking at his jersey today and smiling. Just like I'm
waking up. It's waking up, bro.
Just like I'm smiling at the idea of the British Eagles, an Irish Eagles podcast, and the group coming to Philly this week.
Oh,
these guys they love to party, love to have a good time. There's gonna be a bunch of them in the city. We're all gonna have to get up together. We got to figure out where we're gonna meet up and link up. But I heard that LaShawn McCoy has a luncheon this week. But speaking of running backs and LaShawn McCoy, Saquon Barkley became the third Eagle to produce 100-plus scrimmage yards in 6 of his first 7 games of the season, joining LaShawn McCoy and Wilbert Montgomery. Barkley has recorded 100 or more scrimmage yards in 6 of the first 7 games of the season for the second time in his career. He did that in 2018. If you guys go to the Pivot, they had a podcast with him 3 days ago that they dropped. You just want to listen to Saquon just talk freely, bro. Like it's refreshing, man. It's really refreshing to have. We talk about Jalen Hurts being stoic and Saquon Barkley stoic, man. But he's a different level of.
I think he'll give you more than Jalen Hurts, though. I feel like he tries to talk less in quotes, and he's more transparent.
But the way that he carries himself, it's like it's really refreshing to see how he moves and the way that he's leading the younger guys. And he talked about his relationship with Jamel Singleton, Coach Singleton, talking about who he was when he came out of college. Coach Singleton said he was his favorite prospect that he studied, and had to remind him that you are him. He's like, I'm reminding you are that dude. And he talks about his pretty much. He talks about everything. Go watch it. It's very refreshing. By the end of the interview, you'll be like, thank God we got Saquon.
I know I haven't been here in a couple weeks, but I meant to tell you guys, man, I had a friend who's a Giants fan, die hard, and he calls me up in the middle of the day, and he's like, yo, bro, I just thought I'd reach out to you because I had a nightmare this morning. I'm like, you all right? It's like, nah, man, I woke up, and my nightmare was you guys had Saquon Barkley on your team. I said, bro, that's not a nightmare.
That's reality.
That's reality there, sir.
Like, it's reality, man. So, these guys still can't accept the fact that, that went sideways for them. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Saquon, like the attitude that he has, the energy, the adrenaline, seeing him in the game. I mean, like, bro, you said to yourself, him jumping up 6 feet in the air just to go ahead and show love to these other boys. Like, we haven't seen that in a minute. I can't even remember the last time we seen that.
Yeah.
And that just that's a team player, man. That's the team chemistry we need. And I'm glad, he brought it with him, and he's been showing it a lot lately, man, and we've been giving him reason too. So, yeah, it's a good feeling.
I love the combination. I love the combination between Saquon and Kenny Gainwell, and the relationship that they have. Like, just seeing them mic'd up, like the way he's just like Gail says, the way he carries himself, bro. Is like you like that. That's our running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see him. You're like, that's our running back. Matter of fact, by the way, jersey's on the way. I already purchased this. We'll let y'all know.
Oh, you got the Barkley now?
Yeah, I got the Barkley. It's on the way.
Midnight green, Kelly green?
I got midnight green.
Oh, this guy.
I like it.
Because everybody got Kelly. I was like, I'm going to flip it back. And the new letter mark, I don't have that.
Speaking of good times, Mr. Juggernaut in the building. He says, what's good, family? See y'all, son. Is it like form like Voltron or form like Transformers?
Yeah.
We got Chris from VA coming in. It's Kelly Green week. It's a later game. So that means tailgate will be a little bit longer. That means a little bit more partying, a little bit more cheesesteaks. Shout out to Bud Light for holding down the tailgate. They reached out. They want a custom shoe.
They want a custom shoe
by this weekend.
A Bud Light shoe?
Kelly Green Bud Light shoe.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Give it to him. Very interesting.
I don't know how I'm going to get that done by Sunday, but we'll see. But Kevin says, how about Sidney Brown?
I mean, I don't think he really came in much till the end of the game. I saw a lot more Chase Brown out there than I saw Sidney Brown.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he had to face his twin.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was cool to see him go
play.
up against each other. But I mean, if we're going to talk about how about anybody, how about Mr. 3 consecutive games with a sack? Numero 3 himself.
Let's go ahead, Nolan.
Nolan Smith, another guy. I mean, we were giving flowers earlier. There's another guy that is finally emerging onto the scene. first round edge rusher, kind of looking like a first round edge rusher.
Three games in a row.
Three
Yeah.
games in a row.
I heard they gave him 2.5. They gave the other half.
Yeah, they gave him a half a sack on.
They gave it to Milton?
They gave the other half to Milton, but I was like,
Nah, that was all him, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
He was holding on to his ankle. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely want to give a shout out to Gell's guy. We always talk about stat one. Let's talk about Parker. Our DB coach. Like we got Quinyon. Quinyon's ready. He's the man in my opinion. And then you got Cooper Jawn. When I say Jawn, balling. And let's give kudos to Isaiah Rodgers. Like, my man was on his ass, sitting there with flower seeds, wearing dope kicks on the sideline. Hey, 34 Rodgers, you're up. All right, cool. Say less. Tie the shoes up, flower seeds to the back. Broke up a pass, interceptions, and CJ DJ. Like, come on, bro. Like, and on one of the best wide receivers in the game with Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
We got to give our kudos. Parker,
it's actually kind of crazy to think about some of the evolutions we've had on this team. Like going from never having a running back like Saquon Barkley, and now all of a sudden he's your running back. Going from the days where we were literally grabbing tire repairman men off the street to come play cornerback for us, and now we've got so many cornerbacks that I'm sitting here and I'm like, there's certain guys that deserve playing time, but who are you going to take off the field?
Even Mr. Ringo as well. I do think it's a time for development. I feel like the Lido Shepherds of the world. Shout out to Lido again. I got to talk to him about our corners and just talked about them. I was like, you guys didn't start till your third year. I said, what do you think about a 23-year and a 21-year-old starting right away? He's like, that's a hat tip. That's like, he feels like how he hit a home run with those picks. I mean, we felt our scouting, 4th and Jawn scouting department, those were our home run picks, right? Scouts.
And
scouts,
home run is not an understatement there either, because like I had plenty of conversations after the game with just friends and stuff like that after, and just talking about both Quinyon and Cooper. And I've really come to a conclusion that like these guys are so good that I don't even like the rest of the draft is just gravy. Like if the rest of the draft prospects didn't really, pan out the way we anticipate them panning out, I'm still sitting here like we've got two what I think are going to be fundamental cornerstones of the defense moving forward.
Yeah, Bry Guy says Jawn is way better than I thought. I just think he's
right away.
He's settling in. Football IQ is there. Like he just seems like he was talking about the way that Jamar Chase was shuffling his feet. He knew it was coming.
That's crazy.
And he said in practice they've been running a lot of that jet motion kind of stuff to especially when it's man type situations. But as soon as he saw that, he knew.
Could you imagine if we had a guy that was able to recognize that, like
in the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl, yeah, Sky Moore.
Man. Don't bring that up.
Ooh, brother.
Yeah, man. His athleticism is top notch. I mean, you can see the basketball athleticism in him, the way he can jump, the way he runs. His gather is remarkable, bro. Like he's an athlete. You know what I mean? Like top tier athlete. So kudos to him, bro.
Shout out to the 200 of you guys in the chat. Everyone, Pete Nathan says this is the Kumbaya podcast. I mean, I'm not gonna say we're feeling ourselves, but everybody.
We're coming off of 2 consecutive good wins. I mean,
not primo.
We're coming off 3 wins, but you say 2 good wins. Obviously, the Browns game was a little sketchy.
But even last, this was the first game I could say that I really this was the first thoroughly enjoyed Eagles game, I will say, this year. Because the Giants game last week, obviously we won 28-3, but it's the Giants. And on top of that, I already like the Saquon Barkley factor in that alone like I thought that Saquon was going to carry us through that game. Like there was no way that Saquon wasn't going to put up monster numbers versus the Giants. It was just going to happen. And so to see them compete like this against what I think is a legitimate offense in the Bengals, they did nothing but excel.
Like we can't like the Bengals, they went toe to toe with the Chiefs, went toe to toe with the Ravens. Those are two top teams in the NFL. Like, so I mean, they are underachieving team according to Bengal fans out there. But the Eagles are keeping it the main thing.
I texted you guys midway through that game though, not midway in the beginning part. That damn Mike Gesicki, bro. He's got our number just like Ryan Fitzpatrick did, bro.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
His unathletic ass keeps on burning us, bro.
And the only time he ever balls out is versus
He
us.
was calling him unathletic, bro, because he was just all over the place.
Yeah, yo, you know how he was trying to get Gesicki.
That's right, yeah, bro. And I hate the way he does the gritty. Oh my god! Oh, he makes the gritty look disgusting. Yeah.
Very unseasoned. Pete says we give him credit to Sirianni. I gave credit to Sirianni. His team showed up. They look prepared. When your team
It's about
looks
time.
prepared, it's a good thing.
And I definitely want to put the cherry on top. And Nick Sirianni is the second. He's the second winningest coach away games. So when you're going away games, bro, tough games on the road, Eagles are winning.
Hey,
that's hard, bro. Hostile environments.
When we travel, they win. Okay.
My bad. You know what? Yeah, you're right. My bad. I'm sure.
When we travel, except for Dallas, but other than that, we're pretty good. we're pretty good. Talking about Sirianni, obviously we all saw what transpired, like in the Browns game, and like Saquon made mention of the whole thought of. He said, when I was a Giant, my bad.
Trying to make it sound like my neighborhood.
Part of this interruption by Gil Jeep.
Yeah, my Jeep. I hit the panic button. But Saquon said, when I was a Giant and I looked and I saw Sirianni act the way he acted, I felt a certain way about Sirianni. He said, I felt like when I got signed and when I was going to meet Sirianni, I felt like I was going to put up with him, but I was going to feel a certain way. He said when he got here, his whole perspective on Sirianni changed. He said that he really rides for the group. He's like the players. He's like his relationship with Sirianni is super tight, and he speaks on it in the Pivot podcast. But it's just like. He's just like, now I get it. He's like, before I didn't get it. He's like, and I thought I was gonna not like Sirianni, which is funny. He's super honest about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we were sitting here earlier comparing him to Hurts. Like this is way more transparent and just to the point than Hurts has ever been. Like Hurts speaks in metaphors, and that's fine. Like he can be inspirational when he's winning, but the Saquon, in my opinion, is telling you how it is. So. I appreciate that.
I appreciate Sean in the building. If you're at any lids, you're hoping you're at the airport buying some gear with Sean, man, because he'll hook you up, man. But he talks about the L Streak, dude. It's not we haven't won since their 2000.
Yep.
Yeah.
We haven't beaten the Bengals. We haven't beaten the Bengals.
Since
2000, and we haven't ever beaten them.
I totally forgot about the two ties that we had with them.
Yeah,
that was enough. Yeah. That was enough to make me go out there. It's like we've never done it. Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you saw history out there.
It's you. Yeah.
And I had all right. Let me talk about the Starline Chili thing, because that's the only thing I did in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Is it really?
It was really. I was like, what do I do in Cincinnati? I got a car wash. Great detailing. I had nothing to do, man. I was trying to figure it out.
Did they have any Tanger outlets that you could Stop by.
I was like, but really, come on, like you don't need to be doing this. So I was like, let's do some. But the Skyline chili thing, they call it the 5-way. It's got cheese, onions, chili sauce on spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't twirl it. They want you to cut it like a pie. So if you twirl it with your fork, the waitresses and the waiter will they're like, hey, no twirling. So it's a violation if you twirl. So I went there with Vince. He was trying to be nice, but he hated it. I thought it was okay. So I ended up going to another spot. It's called like Lucius with Enrique.
He tried it again.
Another one, but it had like brisket chili. Phenomenal.
Okay.
So the meats are the meats are different. It's I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Prime's a picky eater. Like he eats like he's like a 14. He's got a menu of a teenager. Doesn't he have a
little bit?
Man, you know what? Kiss my ass. I eat all my food.
Prime's like,
we're not leaving the table until Prime finishes his vegetables.
Let me get bread and soda.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the cuisine of Cincinnati. I just think that the whole thing, because I don't know. I guess that Philadelphia has its own things. They've been notorious. Like if you're in line and you don't know what you're going to order, and like you got to the whiz without all that thing. The telling people that they can't twirl the spaghetti on this like. That dish kind of looks like a raccoon threw it together. Like, you got spaghetti and chili and all this other shit going on. Like, tell me how to eat this.
I told someone that like when you're in college, like you start, you really don't know how to cook, so you just
start throwing shit together. Yeah,
you start throwing whatever you have together and make a smorgasbord or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's I mean, this is what it looks like. I don't know. That's
yeah.
You know, I'm like,
I'm good.
It looks like slop, dude. I mean, it does look like slop, you know.
And no twirling.
Cheese on it too.
Or tons of cheese.
Spaghetti. Okay.
Spaghetti on the bottom.
That is a little bit confusing. That's
spaghetti and
I was confused when you sent the picture, man. I was like, what am I looking at?
Yeah,
it just looked like somebody just threw food on the floor or something.
Yeah, like don't twirl it.
Yeah, you remember what was it? Was it Happy Gilmore? Not Happy. Was it Happy Gilmore? It wasn't Happy Gilmore. Oh my goodness, what was the one? It was Happy Gilmore when the sloppy Joe lady was like, "I know you kids like that sloppy Joe."
Billy Madison.
Yeah, the waitress was like, "Don't be twirling." She was in the corner like, "Don't be twirling. Don't be twirling."
See, but okay, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, though, because everybody that comes up to my cheesesteak stand and puts some ketchup on there against my recommendation, I give them a little bit of side eye. But that's how you like it.
All right.
You like it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to put my hand up. You're the only one that when you make your cheese, I don't put ketchup on it.
I appreciate that. You don't need it.
You don't need it.
Because it's meat season? Is that why you
don't need it?
No, come on, son. Come on, son.
I'm talking about the cheesesteak, bro. Come on, man.
What? No. You say it's a violation?
No, I say it because you're meat season.
You know it's.
Yeah, of course, my meat season.
No, that's why you don't need ketchup on it.
Yeah.
This guy over here in club video here.
No. I'm just saying it's season.
Hey, Prime. Phil is asking, have you got a special mask as promised for this week?
I'm working on something. I just reached out to my guy just to confirm, and I'm staying on top of it.
That sounds like last minute school assignment.
So
listen here, Mr. Last Minute King. All right.
Yeah. Oof. I'm gonna need some help this week. Let's see. Heath asked. He says, "What do you guys want Howie to pick up in the draft? What position wise? I'm still thinking trenches right now."
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, you gotta start replacing Lane. What's up, Tim? You got available news? Or you got teasing us news?
Vikings have made a trade with the Jaguars, so that means the Jaguars are blowing this thing up. They just traded Cam Robinson to the Vikings.
Interesting.
That's big.
It's
And the
big.
reason why I said is because that's in the NFC. So what's up, Vikings? Y'all want to hand us over Josh Allen?
do you think that I was thinking about other teams that are going to be in sell mode too. You think the Giants? I would imagine they have to be getting ready to sell everything they got right now, right? I mean, you're tied to Daniel Jones. You're not going to win anything anytime soon.
Okay, this is my thing.
You got to acquire assets.
Think about like the 4 teams that are like in the sell mode. You got the Giants, right? What you just mentioned. The Raiders.
Yeah.
Max Cosby. He just said, I want to win now. I'm not here to rebuild. I don't want to be a part of something to rebuild.
Now when Devontae Adams got, now you ready?
Right. Yeah. Right.
I mean, there was a Fangio was asked about a potential trade in the scenario of trading guys midseason. He said most of trades don't work out because they don't know your defense or they don't know your scheme. Maybe if it's a guy that played in your scheme, then you might want to roll the dice on. Right. But he said, if it's a guy that you know can work in your system and can be here for multiple years, so do the math, do the numbers, think of guys that could be here for multiple years. I mean, everyone's favorite would be either Garrett or Crosby, but like that, I'm saying, like, because a lot of people have been talking about trades, like, hey, what would you trade? We've heard it all. Right. Shout out to Perk.
Do you think Browns are another team that are in sell mode? I mean, considering you got
they just
the
won.
Deshaun Watson situation.
Yeah, because they got to figure something out. I mean, with that big ass contract, who's going to go ahead and take on it? You know what I mean?
And what free agent's going to want to sign there? You know, it's a sinking ship.
On top of that, but then you know what I mean? What you know what I mean? What room do they have to go ahead and make any moves? They're going to have to figure out something. They're going to have to trade. They got to figure out some way to get some money or something back in return to go ahead and make some moves for the future. Right now,
it
not looking good.
I mean, if you look across the way, I mean, all these GMs look at the recent trades and it's an arms race at this moment. All the top teams are adding pieces. Like the Jets made a big trade.
You saw how giddy
Chiefs made a good trade.
Dan Campbell was when asked about it. I'm not sure if you saw that, but he was straight up jumping up and down when they were like, "Would you trade for an edge rusher?" I don't know. It seems like they might have something in the works. The Lions are a legitimate team, dude. That might be the team that scares me the most out of the NFC.
Okay. Especially with their running back duo. They got a nice running back duo. Golf is not that. Yeah, and they got the wide receivers. St. Brown is a beast. Along with Tim Patrick, they added him on as a free agency signing.
Yeah,
Tim Patrick from the Broncos, and then you have Jamison Williams. I mean, I know he's suspended with a little PED, but that's 2 games.
And their defense, their defense is still doing well, even with Hutch out too.
Right.
You guys are doing a lot of Lions watching.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I mean, you look at the top teams.
On top of that, it doesn't help when they kept coming on TV as breaking news. Oh, Lions score again. Lions score again. Oh, by the way, Lions scored.
You guys aren't watching Red Zone at the same time? I do. Two screens set up.
Nah, bro.
Violation. Well, you go Eagles on the main screen. You go Red Zone on the secondary screen. What's the violation?
Yeah, I do.
Violation to watch Red Zone while watching the Eagles game?
It's a violation.
No. Gail's the guy that doesn't watch
the Eagles games on?
Bro, you're supposed to watch both Eagles games?
Listen to me.
I got 3 TVs.
Pause the breaks. Calm down. I got Eagles on the top TV and I got Red Zone down here. That's a violation?
Yeah, I say so.
You're bugging. Nah, I'm with you, Primo.
Bro.
I'm with you, Primo. I have Red Zone on the bottom, Eagles on top. No, they bugging. I got 3 TVs, so I'll get it.
Focused, man.
Gail's still on the TV.
Focused, man.
The little TV on top of the
focused, man. Like, we don't need.
No.
Get your mind right. Get your mind right. But shout out to Louis DiBiase from Locked On Eagles.
Louis.
What's up, Lou?
Coming to tailgates. Hopefully, you're coming to another tailgate, man. Let's see. Heath had mentioned Ajayi had worked out for a little bit. Yeah, that trade worked. Well, Fangio was talking about like DNs that come over in trades.
Just not old man Roberts.
We got Avonte Maddox showing up to the chat. Shout out to D in the building. DC Daryl in the building.
In a cool tone says, random question. Whatever happened to Bradbury? I'll tell you what.
Who?
Our cornerbacks made me forget he was even on the team.
Tim might have some scoop.
Looks like Bradbury is on his way out, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just needs to pass the physical.
I was getting traded?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get traded.
That's cool. At least we'll get something for him. That's cool.
Yeah. Probably like a 6th-round pick.
6th
Hey,
round?
but
he's not going to play. We're getting a 6th-round pick for something.
If a corner goes down, you need a corner. That's a perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect for a trade, and you throw that into a trade.
But the only problem is though he needs to fit the system. So that was the thing that what I was told. So he has to fit the system. Whatever team he is going to, he needs to fit.
You see, Trey White requested a trade from LA.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That could be a nice little. We'll take on Bradbury if we're sending Trey White out.
Really?
I'm not saying we get Trey White. I'm just saying we get compensation from them.
Julie says, "Hello, guys. Looks like you guys had a great time. Great time was had in Cincinnati. Very different. It's a very different. I can't even really describe it, to be honest.
I have a question though for you, fellas. Do you feel like with all the weapons that we have right now, and there's like two guys that haven't really fit in as much? Two guys actually. Dallas Goedert. I don't feel like he's gotten the opportunity to play with the talent. We have all the talent, but then one of them gets hurt. AJ got hurt, and then he was on, and then AJ comes back, he gets hurt, and then Jahan Dotson. How do you guys feel about that?
Jahan Dotson's just not getting any targets because there's too many mouths to feed. Dude.
I think Dallas Goedert has gotten his love while he's been healthy. I think
he's
played well.
But AJ's been out. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's why you saw you got all that love because those guys were out. And that's just.
I just wonder. Well, what do you think it's going to look like when he comes back?
I mean, to be honest with you, I just want this offense to run through the stars. So, if that means that Dallas Goedert isn't getting the ball because we're force feeding AJ Brown, I think AJ Brown's the best player on our team. So I think that if we're force feeding the ball to AJ Brown, we're scoring the most.
But this is where it comes down to team chemistry and seeing the next man on your team win, because it's not all teams are not created equal. It's not always harmonious. Like the other guys, like, oh yeah, I love. There's always one guy on the team being like, I want my targets kind of type. But
that's what I'm saying.
Helene brings up a good point, saying that Calcaterra's been getting his, and that's even with AJ here. So
with AJ and Devontae on the field, Saquon on the field, what's the problem?
Right. But what I'm saying is they usually, when Dallas was, I think was it the Saints game, they schemed Dallas out. Dallas was getting the ball a lot. Now that we have all these guys and the pieces to the puzzle now, how's this going to come up? I mean, I know sometimes winning cures everything, but like Gail just said, sometimes, man, we win it, but I'm like, damn, I ain't over here. And it's contract year. I need to get mine too.
But if that's your thinking that way,
he got to stay healthy though.
Don't get hurt then.
Exactly.
It's easy to say that.
But I was saying this is actually perfect for him to miss these games. Now we can use this in negotiations, contract tax. You miss 3 games in every single year. I said this early in the season, off season. Like if he misses his 3 games, now we could use that as contract negotiations. Like, hey man, you missed 3 a year. Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
He has never finished the season. No.
I don't think he's played a full season 6 or something.
We love Dallas. I saw a commercial with him for a psoriasis commercial.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you get your psoriasis money. Okay, I see you. I see you, Dallas. I was like, all right.
I see you. When I think of psoriasis,
I think of Dallas Scott.
He said it was funny. He's like, not funny, but he's like, they're hard to reach spots. Sometimes you can't get those spots. But with I was like, that's next level money, man. Psoriasis. medical money. Is
Medical
that
money's nice? That's for sure.
Yeah, medical money is nice. Always nice. I mean, that and he got Wawa. He's on every Wawa commercial. You know what I mean?
I think Ken might have spelled Saquon Barkley wrong on that comment there. I don't know about DeJean and Quinn being
downer now.
The second or third best player on this team. Great, doing well.
Let's see. We have an apology in the comments. Joey says, "I publicly apologize for my skepticism of Barkley. Dude has never really had any teammates. Never mind a team like this." For all the Giants fans that I always mocked, which would be a lot of my college teammates, coworkers that are Giants fans, when I told you that it was the wrong selection, is because you guys weren't built to take care of him. By the time they just never were set up to really eat with him. Like I felt like he had a really great year in 2018, but like they ran him into the ground. The line was never set up correctly. Then you had Odell go out the door. Wide receivers were sketchy. Like it's always been something with and then you banked on Daniel Jones. I don't know if you saw Daniel Jones last.
Doubled down on it too, man. Giving him that contract, like
dog water. God.
How many games is he's had the ball in his hands with 4 minutes left, game on the line, and it's
come up short.
He's just not built like that.
All I kept on saying last night, it's coming. Here it comes. There it went.
Did he call your cousin?
Nah. I've been on those shows because you know what I mean. Cousin got one on me right now because the Mets ended up, you know what I mean, eliminating.
Yeah.
How's Will feeling?
Oh, bro. Yeah, I check on my brother every day, man. He's still stuck in his own world.
He's on suicide watch. Is he okay?
He's still stuck in his own world. You know what I mean?
Man.
You know, he's always trying to find a positive. Well, you know, they started off late, but they finished off strong.
I kept on hearing about ask him about Mozzie Smith next time you see him, because I mean I kept on hearing about how he's going to be the buster of the tush push, and this guy guy's 119 out of 119 defensive tackles.
I will say this though, you gotta give Vic Fangio his flowers. This defense has just been lit. I mean, first in allowed points, first yards allowed per game, first defense success rate, second in sacks per game. I know we only had one last game, but you know, it's the two games has just been kind of a blur. And then fifth in the red zone. Got to give it up to him.
I think the adjustments. I mean, that's something that we like to see. Like some of these defenses in the last couple of years, we'd be on the ropes, taking jabs and uppercuts and not adjusting, not even dodging. I think Fangio has shown that
wasn't it nice?
He's a great football mind.
To go into the end of that game up multiple possessions where you're riding out the last few minutes of it. And you're like, there's literally nothing mathematically they could even do to get back.
I did want Saquon to get that touchdown, that last one though. But
but regardless, like I wasn't like sweating at all in the second half of that game. It was great.
No sweat at all. Now, if you're talking about what would be your best underdog performance? Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. But who are you gonna give your underdog performance to?
I'm gonna give another shout out to my man Nolan Smith, dude. Three straight games with a sack. You know, he's continuing to be in the backfield, be a presence back there. He's balling out right now, and I hope he keeps that momentum. So that's mine.
Primo, who's your underdog performance?
I'm gonna go. I haven't been here in a couple of weeks. The last time we asked me this question, I went with Calcaterra, and I'm going with Calcaterra again. Underdog, bro. He's filling in the gaps.
Evan's son.
He's filling in the gaps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
that's 30 extra minutes of screen time tonight.
That's cool.
which there I see in comments who is saying that if you keep playing like this, they let Goddard walk. He's about to be older than Evan. It's a tough scene.
3 targets, 3 receptions, 58 yards. I mean, again, he's filling in the gap. That's what we need. That's another person the next week a team has to worry about. Now their focus is on them. That's going to open up for the rest of the guys. So, I mean, like, whatever these guys are doing to draw attention, That's what we need. And it would have been nice to have Dallas there, but hey, bro, you know what I mean? The whole injury bug is just really getting out of hand.
I wonder how he's feeling right now, though. Like,
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's like, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard. The vibe, you can see it on the sideline. He's showing positivity, but what he really feels when the camera's not there and in the locker, I can't even tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Tim.
We had somebody like that in the locker room a few years back, and we found out that, you know what I mean, what he truly felt. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So,
yeah.
Tim, who was your underdog performance?
I can't really say he's an underdog. I mean, he's wide receiver A2, A1, however you want to call it. I'm gonna go ahead and get that to Devontae. And the reason why I'm giving it to Devontae is because last week he had -2 yards with like 2 receptions. Didn't really have a good game. I felt like he felt like, dang, I can't have any fun in the party. Like everybody was scoring touchdowns. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. Devontae's like, dang, I can't get that. So, and just the way he ran that route and he went to go get it and dunked on my man's head, he gets that underdog award for me.
I'm gonna go underdog because underdog to me, it's a performance where you think you're not expecting it, but I felt like the Rodgers, coming in off the bench cold.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Against a top-notch wide receiver, and then coming up with a play where he said they practiced that tip drill, and then Chauncey coming up with the interception. We didn't show him love, but that is my underdog performance.
Very Rasul Douglas-esque versus Julio Jones.
Yeah, I mean, big time players make big time plays. Now, if you guys are trying to make things happen, check out Underdog. It's a place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. With over 5 million players and 2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all your favorite athletes' performances. Compete against the players just by selecting higher or lower on 2 or more players and stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So turn every touchdown into a win with Underdog. Now, I have to figure out underdog game. I know Evan's a big, he's a big player in the space. I'm trying to figure out how I can become a better player in the space. But join over 5 million fans that are already playing on Underdog with their champs game. You could win money by making either entries with your favorite players. I'm gonna have to figure out something we could do with Jalen Hurts in this next upcoming game. Trevor Lawrence, he's down bad right now. We'll figure something out for the Thursday show.
Over under. I mean, he goes in there with 2 different cleats.
Higher or lower? Higher or low? Who has a higher passing yards? Trevor Lawrence or Jalen Hurts?
Hurts.
I would say Hurts, especially with Trevor Lawrence's guys being out. I could see, and then now, as Tim just said, entering officially into sell mode, they're looking to blow that up. So this is one of those games where I really think that the Eagles, there's no excuse to lose this.
Well, we got to figure out something for Thursday's show. But make sure you download the app today and use the code Jawn to get up $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, New England, 19 plus in Colorado. For some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts, Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. AZ 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Underdog Fantasy. Check them out.
Great read.
Hey, man.
Finish strong.
Hooked on Phonics worked for me. He chimed in. He said my underdog performance is Cam Jurgens. Underdog runs faster. His snaps are more precise and faster now.
Yes.
Hey, man,
he's looking good. He's pulling out too.
The Giant game.
Pause.
Think of how many the defense. We have one of the youngest defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of crazy though, right?
Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and
Week by week, man.
it's, I mean, next year probably going to be drastically even younger when you think about guys like BG potentially not being here. You think about, just some of the other older pieces that we have. I don't know what the future is. Whether Slay will be here another year as well too. Is his contract for another year? Or?
Yeah, this will
I think
be.
this is it.
This is
this
the end,
probably
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So don't know if he's going to
Besides that.
resign either. So once those two guys go, the average of this age on the defense drops even more.
How many? I mean, once you get old like Evan,
Shots, just taking shots.
I love
here.
calling Evan old because you can see it in his face. Like you're not old, Ev. You're very young, dude. You're very young. You don't have to.
I'm a
Ev, you don't have
stud.
to have it figured out.
I'm
by now.
ballsy. I don't
You
take
might
no
think you
shit
do.
from anyone.
This guy. So your game ball for this week goes to offensive
For
game ball.
this past game.
Yep.
Offensive game ball. There's one man. That's Mr. Jalen Hurts, dude. I mean, 3 rushing touchdowns. He played nearly perfect throwing the ball. He was 16 for 20. As Tim can touch on more, I know this was exactly what he was talking about. Throwing to the middle of the field. Very, very excited to see that. It works. If you throw to the middle of the field, it can work. So I'm going to give it to Jalen Hurts.
Well, I was going to touch on the subject, but you know what? Since you gave it to Hurts, I'm going to give it mine to Fred Johnson for keeping our guy in a clean pocket. Congratulations, my guy. You getting that ball. Fred Johnson.
Fred Johnson. Okay. Prime got something creative. He's thinking.
No. I mean, you guys got Hurts. You got Fred Johnson. I mean, the only other person I could really think of. I mean, like, look, I'm a Devontae fan, hardcore, and just to see him come back this week and shine the way he did after last week's, performance, and it wasn't on him. I mean, it just wasn't enough for him to go ahead and get the ball. I mean, the ball was getting thrown somewhere else last week, but this week coming back strong, and then that big play he had, I felt great sitting here and seeing that big play. I lost it. I got up and I'm like screaming my ass off because you know what I mean. Like it felt good seeing him stay positive and come in and play his ass off and get that big play. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Devontae.
Yeah, greetings and salutations to John. He says Fred Johnson should get the game ball. I'm gonna go with back with Jalen because I feel like he's on a hot streak right now. As he goes, this team goes. The fact that he's not turning the ball over, no interceptions. The offense is producing. I mean, players are. I feel like they're as much as we want this offense to be from Green Bay game on. We wanted it to be like all firing at all cylinders. Obviously, they got to learn the offense, the intricacies of Kellen Moore's offense. It may take a little bit of time, but you're seeing it develop.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our players too. We have AJ Brown, DeMonte Smith, and Saquon Barkley on the field at the same time. It looks like gravy. Go ahead.
And I was just going to say that, like, on top of the play itself being good on the field, you're seeing on the sideline the guys just having fun again. Like the vibes are back in the locker room. The chemistry between the players is back, and that's exactly what I feel like was missing for the first whole month of this team, is they were still struggling to find their identity, as they were still adjusting to new coordinators. It feels like everything is everybody knows their role. It feels like at this point in the season, and hopefully that just continues to galvanize as the season goes on and we head towards the postseason.
David talks about the media talking about we can't score in the first quarter. To me, it doesn't matter. We win in games. That's what matters.
I think that's a skewed one this game, because they had a 10-minute first drive, and then we still scored on our first drive. It just didn't happen in the first quarter.
Well, I heard the media members saying, hey, we can keep that talking point up for another game.
Yeah.
It is, again, they put up points in the fourth quarter, in the third quarter, and the second quarter. So I think, obviously we want to start fast. But I think at the end of the day, like, the media can say whatever. I just think the team has to come together. And I feel like, in a weird way, with the fan base and the media, like coming after Sirianni in a way. I felt like the team, they're like, no, you don't. You media types don't get to come after our coach, and they Evan's gonna like this one.
Yeah,
they got in front of him with a pocket full of shells, and they backed their coach. Little reference, if you get it, you get it.
No, I agree, and I'm happy. I'm happy to see them rally behind him. I think that is, not to be cliche, that's a very Philly way of thinking. I think that a lot of us can think about a time when we were all maybe poo-pooing on an athlete, or even Gritty the mascot. I remember when he first got unveiled, and we were all sitting there like, what the hell is this ugly ass thing? And then national media was like, what the hell is this ugly ass thing? And we were all got our backs up, just all defensive, like, hey yo, we get to say that. That's our ugly ass thing. Shut your mouth. So I think it's a lot of that kind of mentality that just goes into it.
I say Sirianni stays in his Britney bitch mode.
Hey.
Keep the head shaved.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Working bad.
It's working.
Bad. It is working.
We all have to do our part. Like, I won't wash the Barkley jersey. It's another game in a row with a lot of sweat and a lot of stank. Everyone do your part.
So I want to bring up a stat to you guys. I'm not sure if you happen to catch it on the broadcast, but we're 7 games in right now. And Jalen Hurts, after that 3 rushing touchdown performance, is at 7 touchdowns rushing on the year. You happen to see where he ranks now all time in Eagles rushing touchdowns? Number 2, up there with the running backs. He is behind. Who is it? It's Steve Van Buren. Steve Van Buren.
So he's number 2. So
he just passed Wilbert.
Jalen Hurts has 48. Wilbert Montgomery has 45. Shady has 44. Wow. Isn't it crazy to think about how Jalen Hurts has 4 more rushing touchdowns than Shady did? Shady was, up until Saquon, the greatest running back that this franchise has ever seen. And Jalen Hurts just came in here and pushed his way and almost into the record books. I mean, he's got 7 right now. He keeps this kind of pace with this same type of offense. I mean, there's no doubt in the next couple of years he's going to blow past that.
And the crazy thing, we were, a couple episodes away. We were talking about the tush push is dead. That Jawn got that. They got the.
That's what I'm saying about like what I think bothered me so much with that game where it failed. Was they went with that little variant where you remember where they handed it
off? The Saints get. Yes.
Stick with the generic version. The generic version is fine, dude.
Atlanta game too.
92%, as Jason says.
I got a close up of the tush push here, and then this is from our seats. Jalen goes and gives the ball right to Saquon.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was dumb.
And that was when all the Bengals fans left the stadium. I was like, they couldn't take it. They couldn't take it. They're like, it's over. It's over.
I do have a question though. If you could, Gail, put up my stat what I asked for Jalen Hurts.
This guy got his own stats now.
So, I was the biggest one talking about attacking the middle of football, attacking the football field and stuff like that. And what I've realized is, yes, Jalen doesn't like to throw the ball in the middle of the field because that's not his style. So I want to apologize for saying throw the effing ball. Take what the defense gives you. And what I mean, what he's been doing, he has been doing it. And that's and that's even including what he did this past week. 9 touchdowns with 0 turnovers, a 3-0 record. And basically what Cincinnati was doing, they was just running with a one high safety. So they was leaving their corners on the island. And let's be honest, our wide receiver is going to beat their wide receiver. They'll beat their DBs. Let's be honest. So shout out to Jalen. Keep on doing what you're doing. But I like how what he's doing right now is moderating and keeping the defense on its toes. I just wish he would a little bit grab looking the safety off or 2. You know what I mean? Like, make the game a little bit easier.
I noticed a few plays he was going through his progressions a little bit more this game. He's slowly coming around with that.
Yeah, I like what you're talking about. You're saying they were in a man or in college. He ran the mesh concept as well in college, and he had a lot of rushing yards off the mesh. So as soon as he saw it was man and guys flying, he would take off. And he had he had a run early. He had a run this week, but yeah, they had a nice good couple runs this game where it was like, all right, makes sense. It's not like egregious like the Daniel Jones runs. So they're like, what are you doing? Like Daniel Jones coming off of ACL, and they're running that dude to the ground like because they have nothing else. But I feel like the couple runs that they did design were nice. They were nice. So good vibes, good vibes after this week.
I also like the way he was managing the football game with getting down, understanding like the ball placement of like what his wide receivers were like and what they were trying to do. And I do also like the pre-snap motion with Anita Smith. Smith is, he's so fast. You see him when he goes behind the line. I'm like, damn, it's like a blur.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. He's fast. I was like, bro, who's moving? I couldn't even see his number a few times.
Helene says, you think they knowing now what to do the best with Jalen? I think this is my thing with Jalen, where it's like he's a dynamic player. Like what he does great, some of the quarterbacks in this league can't do. Like which quarterback is out here tush pushing the way we are? Which quarterback is having like some of these runs that he has? He might not be. I'm trying to figure it out. Like which he might. His progressions might be a little slower than some of the elites out there, but I think he has an elite skill set that some of the other quarterbacks in the league don't have.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a healthy balance of strength, of being able to finesse a ball into where he needs to put it, and also just cutting ability that mirrors that of a running back. So
does Bob have a good point here?
He needs a decent preseason.
Yeah.
So play him in preseason.
I'm with Evan. I'm with Evan. I'm no longer arguing anymore. I'm with Evan.
Helene says, "Can we give Stoll his flowers? God blacked his ass off." He did.
Yeah,
he did.
And he came with a nice catch. Almost hurt him. So,
now any big things you guys are looking forward to in this week's tailgate? Anything you're trying to push? Ev, you got any seasoning you want to announce? Any
salt and pepper, the big ones.
Any sauce? You should put some sazon in there, right?
Is that what you think?
Yeah, and then all the cheesesteak eaters, they'll be like, "What is this?"
There's no need for it. Evan's got it down pat with that. He's good. I would have no problem telling him if he needed the sazon, but he's good.
Yeah, Evs,
I'm looking forward to seeing Alex, man. He's always cooking up something nice. Did he say what he's gonna be making, or just
no? That's the first time I figured it out. He's coming. Nice. I'm looking forward to. Is this Kelly Greens? Kelly Greens. But I'm also looking for if we do pivot to a new spot.
Is that in the works?
It's one of those things where it's like on game day, bro. It's just like we talk about the vibe. Like it can easily kill.
We still paying the ass.
They put baby in the corner, bro.
The whole parking lot, the whole G section is like
baby in the corner.
Is on lock right now. So it feels like.
So they have you. Is it near the Xfinity?
Yeah, you have to park where they tell you to park.
Yeah.
It's next to Xfinity and Evans.
When are they doing this?
Tim, you haven't heard us crying on the spot for like last?
No, I did, but I didn't know. Well, I mean, I can't picture it. I'm not there, but I didn't know they were putting y'all all the way like up now. So instead of being in the middle,
and then they're locking us in, Tim, with zip ties.
Yeah,
it's
what?
It's a fire hazard.
Yeah, so when you pay your money, you pay your money to park, right? You go in to the lot and they're like, you can't go any further until where they tell you to park.
So you can't go straight anymore and
No.
make a right.
Or then
You gotta-
they threaten to call the police. It's like if you don't listen, if you try to drive by them, some of the security will be like, well, we're about to call security. So you can either park here, and then everyone's like, well, my family, we don't care, park here.
That's lame, bro.
And then they have 2 cops waiting at the back end. So if you get out of line, they'll,
Right. And you're still allowed to pay cash though, right?
No,
Nope.
you haven't been able to do that for years.
Where's Tim been?
Damn.
Dan has a question. He says, can anyone explain why in Vic's scheme he has these defensive ends dropping coverage like they are coverage linebackers?
I would like to
Yeah, I mean, I do question
Yeah.
the whole Nolan Smith guarding Jamar Chase.
What was
When
that?
I saw that,
But it was
that's why I mean, like,
it
what
wasn't
was
man
like,
though. It was zone.
Zone.
Like he
Yeah.
dropped off him as soon as
It just looks
it looks weird
awful.
when they're lined up. Yeah.
But my thing is like, man it up, bro. Like it's certain times of the game, just man it up. When it's like 3rd and 2, man
But
it up.
I mean, are you?
We got the athletes to do that.
I don't know. Like, do you guys? I kind of. I get why you guys look at it and you look at a still image of Brandon Graham up against Malik Neighbors, or you look at a still image of Nolan Smith up against Jamar Chase, and
That
how
sounds
that.
crazy.
But like, did anything happen on either of those plays, or are we keeping the defense, or are we keeping the offense guessing as far as what's going on? I mean, Malik didn't score on that play. Jamar Chase didn't score. I mean,
Yeah, he did.
I don't know.
Jamar Chase scored.
He
He
scored
did
on that one.
he did score on that one.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh.
bro?
you was drunk.
Yeah, I missed it. Yeah.
He was looking at red zone.
Yeah, I
Everyone
was looking at red zone that play.
That's what happens. That's what happens.
He was lined up with Jamar, and the play, like Jamar put his hand up. Like, do you see this?
I'm
Barbecue
yeah.
chicken.
Yeah.
Barbecue chicken.
And Burrows was like this. He
all
goes
right,
like,
no problem.
go to the left. And he threw it to the left.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was eyeing Chase the whole way, waiting for him to get that open, and he got it, and bam, hit him off with the touchdown.
I'm just misremembering how it played out.
I just don't like it when you see the linebackers backing up like that and going to guard a wide receiver. Like I don't want to see that. I don't understand why. Just go man or go cover a Tampa 2, cover 2 something.
Yeah,
And cover the middle of the ball,
line?
cover the middle of the field. Yeah, cover the middle of the field because that's where the ball goes the majority of the time.
Man it up.
It goes in the middle of the field.
Man it up. We got the
Now when
dogs to do
Jalen
it.
Hurts throwing it.
We got the dogs to do it. But shout out to Bud Light for holding down the tailgates all these years. We'll be picking up the suds this weekend. Shout out to Red Bull for giving the tailgate wings. And shout out to DJ Lowski for providing the sounds. And shout out to Evan Hollywood Hearn for the cheesesteaks. And just the honorary hat tip to Conshock and Italian Bakery. Appreciate you guys after all your years of supporting the brand when no one supported us. Conchi did. Make sure you, if you see Tina at Conshock, you give her a high five.
Yes, sir.
And maybe buy her some ice cream.
That sounds nice. She deserves it.
So, Tim, last word. If you have a hot take before your last word, give us both at the same time.
I'm tired, and I don't want to mean to fit nobody, but I'm tired of NFL power rankings. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, son. Nobody cares about your NFL power rankings. Bleacher Report, like y'all just do that to have people fighting all over whose team is the best. Stop doing it. Stop, man, because people literally send death threats to people as well. Stop doing power rankings, man. This is football. Different teams show up every week, so just stop. Can't stand power rankings. Carry on.
Primo.
7 more days of this circus. I can't wait till the 5th of November so this shit could be finally over. Just waiting patiently, see what the outcome's going to be, but it's only going to get more interesting in these next 7 days. Just a lot of shit talking and a lot of he said this, she said that. Just waiting patiently for it to be over because I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
I mean, I think my hot take's going to offend the dads of the chat here. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Watch what you say.
Watch your mouth. Now. Watch your mouth.
Because I will see you on Sunday.
I'm just trying to say this new trend of the trunk or treat, out on it.
That was the trunk or treat.
Yeah, exactly,
Oh.
Gail.
What's wrong with the trunk or treat?
It took away Halloween from us, Gail. So nobody goes trick or treating anymore, Gail. Nobody goes up to the doorbells and rings the doorbell. You go to a school on a design day that usually isn't even Halloween, and everybody pulls up with their trunks and they got the candy in the trunk, and you just go around to all the cars it's
whoa.
And what they're gonna say is, it takes a quarter of the amount of time. It's not about that. It's about the Halloween experience. You go up to this house, you're like, oh, they did their house right. That looks cool. Oh, these people don't give a shit. That's the Halloween experience. That's what it is.
Well, all right, but I mean, like, what's that got to do with you still being able to do the Halloween experience? I'm confused on what. Like,
I'm saying that nobody. My hot take is, I think it's lame that nobody trick or treats anymore, and I'm out on the trunk or treat.
I never heard of
Did you go on the trunk or treat? Did you get? Is that where they took you?
I never went.
You know what happened?
I never went.
You know what happened?
I think it's
you know what happened?
What?
Somebody gave him some cheap ass candy. Now he mad as shit.
Nah, I used to. You know what, Tim? I used to know the houses to go to that had the best candy. I don't know what car to go to if I was trunk or treating. I knew which house gave out cans of soda. I would start my trip there, and I got a soda to drink while I go and do the rest of my trick or treating.
So with that being said, what's the best Halloween candy? Haribo.
Oh, bro.
Halloween candy.
Kit Kat.
I'm gonna come out of left field here. I love a Crunch Bar, dude. Crunch Bars.
Crunch Bar.
This year has been the Lifesaver gummies and the Skittle gummies.
Ooh, fire.
Skittle gummies?
Skittle gummies, bro. Don't knock it till you try it.
Hey, first of all, and shout out to dads, because you know why? Because we get to eat our kids' candy. You know what I'm saying?
We get double the candy.
Exactly, because they're at school. I'm eating that candy. They don't notice.
I'm going. I'm a big fan of Milk Duds. I know it's kind of.
I haven't seen Milk Duds in years.
Hold on.
I was catching heat here.
Come on, man.
I'm
catching heat here for Crunch.
Milk Duds?
Yeah, because my head looked like a Milk Dud, so I'm gonna go Milk Duds.
Bald head talking about eating Milk Duds is crazy.
Milk Duds is fire, bro. This guy said Crunch Bar. never even seen a Crunch Bar.
How do you know what
You're talking about Milk Duds as your favorite Halloween candy.
It's one of
coming
them.
after my Crunch Bar.
Oh no! Hey, Starbursts are also good Halloween candy.
Milk Duds a punchline.
Gummies is good too. They got gummies as well.
Yeah, they got gummies too.
Mark says
so
Skittle gummies are fire.
You're a gummy guy then, huh? You're a gummy guy, huh?
Yo,
I'm not into the chocolate. Too much. A peanut M&Ms is dope, but
that's a classic. You can't never go wrong with.
You ever see?
That's a check.
Look at it. Oh, Heather G with candy.
Absolutely not.
Candy
absolutely not. What are you, 75 and going to church? Absolutely not. No.
You guys don't like
no. Oh hell no.
We were already at
y'all are bugging. No.
Are you guys going to any Halloween parties that I should know about?
I just went Saturday.
Well, I'm not going to no Halloween parties, but I mean, I already did 2 trunk or treats. Don't give a shit what Evan says. And I had a great experience last week in Disneyland with the kids.
They bring their costumes?
Nah, they ain't wear no costumes, but they gave us bags and they had treat stands and everywhere parts of the park. And cool. And we were double dipping. Hey, listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Hey. Wifey and little man would go to the bathroom. I'll tell my daughter, hurry up, go around again, go fill up the bag. Then if she goes to the bathroom with my wife, I'll tell little man, yo, go around again, go get some more candy. And then we just had a big ass candy and we dumped it in there. We came back
Disney
home.
can afford it.
We can't eat. Hell yeah. And they were giving out the best kind. Twix, M&Ms, peanuts and regular.
What about
both gummies, Skittles and Lifesavers. I mean, 3 Musketeers. Oh, they were giving out all these.
Yeah, we gotta have a ranking of the candy, B. The Warriors ball, but candy corn should not be on there. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's
candy corn has its moments, but
We got to
I
put
would
her
say-
in the bathroom. We have a him in the bathroom. Put her in the bathroom. For that one.
Shout out to Heather though.
I was thinking. I said, Prime dresses up for Halloween every week.
That is facts. You do.
I'm good with it.
I'm like, this dude dresses up for Halloween every week.
Quick question though. Quick question. What was the last costume when you dressed up? What was your costume?
Me?
Yeah, all of it.
I mean, last year I think I dressed up as I think I dressed up as Scream.
Okay.
No,
I did. Did
What'd you
Turbo?
I think I dressed up as Black Panther.
Hold on. You did Turbo?
Yeah, the broom and everything.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire. That's fire. Ed, what about you?
Dude, I honestly can't even remember. I remember
This guy acts like he's 50 years old.
I know, right?
It's been a while.
He was
since
the
I went
Brooklyn Brawler.
Back in my day, we actually went trick or treating.
Trunk or treat.
Dude, I will say though, I remember one year.
Back in your day, they were taking you trick or treating, man. They just took you trick or treating like 2 years ago. Shut up.
I will say though, I remember one year. I wanted a mask. I had never had like a costume with a mask. I just like went to Party City. I got one of them, and dude, I got my parents to pay for it. I was a kid, and then I remember like being 3 houses in and being like, dude, it's hot as hell under this mask. I don't feel like wearing it anymore. It's my parents being like, put the mask on. Pay for the mask. Put the mask.
Yeah, these
Hot breath. You didn't hear yourself breathing.
These costumes ain't cheap no more, man.
No, they're not, bro. My last one. So I was Jerome from Martin. Jerome in the house. Bruh, listen, that wig was so itchy. My gums was hurting from the gold tooth.
I wanted to go buy Michael Myers. For some reason, I just wanted to be Michael Myers this year, just to like not even worry about trick or treating, just walking around the street scaring people.
It's kind of weird.
And I went to go buy a mask the other day. Yeah, they wanted $75 for that shit. I said, Michael Myers.
Does that come with a gas card?
They ain't come with shit.
I seen one in Cincinnati. Guy was just sitting in the corner.
Off of that bitch.
Michael Myers was standing there at like 12 o'clock at night.
That's what I'm saying. 2 years ago, my wife, she killed it. She dressed up as the nun, the scary nun.
Oh yeah,
and her.
I remember that.
Her and Michael Myers had a face-off on the corners. Michael Myers is standing in one corner. She's standing in the corner. We got it on video. They're having a face-off for like a good 7-8 minutes. Nobody was moving, and I was telling her like, don't break character. Stay right there. That was cool.
We got Pete Nathan, resident hater, talking about best gummies are Albanese, way better than any brand gummy. We have a gummy bear war. Helen says you've never had real Haribo gummy. I had the ones from Germany back in the day.
I had the ones from Germany, yeah.
Before they got over to the States, I had a friend that just moved it from Germany.
You got
best chocolate,
bro.
Best chocolate,
bro. He had the nobody had Haribo in my neighborhood, and nobody had Haribo, but he had he was the Haribo Connect. So that's spent a lot of my childhood.
He had family back in Germany.
Oh, he was from Germany.
Oh, he's from Germany. Okay. Yeah.
So
best chocolate I ever had though was in Frankfurt.
Shane.
I was when I played the best chocolate I ever had, like Willy Wonka type shit. Frankfurt, Germany has the best chocolate.
Shout out to AJ. Is dressed up as Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame while working Eagles Kid Halloween party. Look at that.
Nice.
That's cool.
Very nice, man. Very nice. Did you do your last word?
None of us did. We did our hot take.
Yeah.
Okay. Last word, Tim. Before we get out of here, last word.
Last word. Hey, man. Enjoy this while we go and on this dope ride, man. I feel like the Eagles have found their groove, and with that groove, man, just the patience that everybody is having. I know we said some bad words and we've been upset, things like that, but just enjoy it, man. You know what I'm saying? 1 week at a time, too. Go Birds. Also, happy birthday to the wifey, Primo.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Autumn.
Yeah, so with that being said, I want to give a special shout out to my wife. Happy birthday. Yeah, we celebrated it last week in Disneyland. It was a great time, man. If you guys haven't been, check it out for real. I was one that went when I was a kid. I barely remember. The only thing I remember is my brother pissing on Pluto. Other than that, I don't remember shit about the trip. Yeah, he was a little baby. He just whipped it out, pissed on Pluto.
Take
So
his charge.
So when no, it wasn't crazy like that how it is today's world. But I get there and I see a Pluto hat, so of course I bought it for him and brought it back to him. And was like, "Yo, buddy, you remember your boy here?" Big shout out to my niece for putting that trip, helping put that trip together. She came through. My wife also planning that thing out. It was a great time. My kids had a blast. Quick other birthday shout outs to my brother-in-law Kevin and my father-in-law Walt. It's their birthdays today, so big shout out to them. And yeah, like Tim said, man, let's take it week by week. I know I sounded like the Debbie Downer in the beginning of the show, but hey, look, I'm good. I really am. But I just want to keep on seeing this consistently. And now that the halfway point is here, if we good, I mean, hey, listen, if he found his swag and we all found our swag at this point, I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's just ride this thing out. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's always go Birds. And fuck them Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just sitting here praying that the Eagles continue to do well. Part because obviously I want the Eagles to succeed and do well this year. Also part because I have absolutely zero faith in my Sixers this year. Off to a rough start.
The train,
it's like it's if only we could see, this coming. Paul George and Joel Embiid dealing with injury issues. If only we could see this coming.
Time to get NBA 2K, buddy.
It's gonna be long, man. It's gonna be a long season. But let's pray that the Eagles are able to stay together. If the Eagles, if they do spectacular things that can make me when they do spectacular things that will that will make everything in the world better. So go Eagles.
Last word. Thank you to all the Eagle fans in the chat. We appreciate you guys coming in from all over the world, man. Always good to see you guys in person. Shout out to all the people that I ran into in Cincinnati that support us. It's always good to hear why you support us. Always good to figure out how and when you started listening to us. We appreciate all the kind words, the emails. Shout out to Heather for her amazing email. We're definitely inspired by your words.
Awesome.
Shout out to my pops who's hanging in there. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my girl. And we have a big tailgate. So if you guys are
no Sage,
shout out to Sage in the building. Gave her a cat inhaler for asthma today.
What?
Long story. Have you never seen a cat inhale an asthma pump?
Do they have like this whole mask you got to put over her face?
Oh, you got to see this live. It's wild.
Does she have a breathing treatment too?
Yeah. Some real stuff over her.
I see.
We got a tailgate. If you guys don't know how it works, you just show up, have a good time. It's free 99. Make sure you tip Ev Money, who's serving you up a nice little cheesesteak, and Alex, and just have a good time. It's really about meeting fans all over the world. Like you're gonna meet some fans from England. Shout out to Liam and the crew and Phil. It's always about camaraderie. It's always about the Eagles. It's always about a good time. But we'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, it's fly. Eagles, fly.
Go Bird.